one encyclopedia that I came across before, that the crew originated from Lower Egypt.
Their strength in rough waters and their discipline aboard ships earned them a name that would travel far beyond West Africa.
Because why are the crew tied to rivers and the Atlantic Ocean or the sea?
And the crew people are the people from Sino all the way to Grand Crew.
The typical crewman is someone that is resolved, is brave, is intelligent, is strong, and the typical crewman is a leader. The typical crewman does not bow to pressure. The typical crewman loves to be respected. The typical crewman loves to eat his palm butter as the food that's solely desired, palm butter. That palm butter with rice or cassava, a typical crewman loves that, most especially with a fish head. After getting that kuta or draper or whatever big fish from the sea, he loves to eat that fish head with a palm butter and cassava. That is the typical crewman. He's always reserved. The typical crewman does not like to follow ideas, but he likes for people to follow his ideas. So that's why they say crew people are, a typical crewman is complicated, because a typical crewman doesn't feel that he's a follower. He feels to be followed, but not to follow others.
The culture of the Cloud people is rooted in community, discipline, and deep respect for ancestry. Family stretches backward to the ancestors and outward to the clan. Elders are custodians of memory. Oral tradition carries history, law, and moral teaching from one generation to the next. Young people were taught discipline, endurance, secrecy, and responsibility, qualities that later defined the reputation of the Cloud people beyond their homeland. The sea also became part of their cultural identity. Fishing, canoe craftsmanship, and maritime skills were not merely economic activities. They were symbols of resilience and courage. A crewman's strength was measured not only by physical ability, but by loyalty and honor. Songs preserved victories. Drums echoed lineage. Stories reminded the young who they were.
One thing that I trust the crew, they are very bold, and they are straight to the point, and they are never going to be afraid of saying the truth. That's what I know about the crew. That's why I believe in. The people tie their lapels with their coats, and that's why my uncle used to go to a meeting and tie lapel and go with it. I used to feel embarrassed, but that was his culture. The culture he believed and he trusted.
Crew people didn't only engage in fishing. The crews determined to pursue education. They started going to Ghana when Ghana was ruled by England. And Ghana was open up, decided building schools. Most of our people from here were going to Ghana to work there. And they put their children to school. So education was most important thing to the Kru people.
One thing about the Kru people, they make use of the sea. The ocean, they were not spectators of it. They make use of it. And that the one thing I noticed about them, that was the reason they lived along the coast.
When it comes to music in the Kru language or with the Kru people, music is very important. In fact, our people used to use music those days to communicate. And there's something called the samba drum. Were being used those days to start people to meeting, to town halls meeting, out of discussion. Because most of these people, our people, forefathers were warriors. So they were using both music, samba drum, and different rhythm to communicate, not to talk directly some of these things, so that the enemies will not know.
The day my uncle or my grandfather don't eat palm butter that day, it means that he sleeps hungry. I don't care what soup you cook. I don't care you cook gravy or cassava leaf. I don't care you cook cattle greens. Early in the morning, you tell you, well, yesterday we sleep hungry. It means that he needs palm butter with cassava. The Kru that I came from, they eat cassava every day.
So the cultural dance was very, very, important to our people, because they used to use that to socialize. They used to use that to enjoy themselves after hard seasons of work. That's why they used to have at the end of the year, December season, they have that special Wambo time, almost a week. Sometimes it takes 1 week or even 2 weeks, it depends. And they bring food from different villages, they cook, they eat, they enjoy themselves, and then that festival is over, then they go back to their hard work.
Culture does not disappear all at once. It fades quietly. When language is no longer spoken at home, when stories are no longer told at night, when rituals become performances instead of practices, if identity is carried in memory, what happens when memory is no longer carried? And if traditions are not protected, who will remember what it truly means to be Kru?